13th episode of the Otafest Podcast.
Lucky number 13.
Yay! I'm Jay.
I'm Alfred.
I'm Nancy.
It's G.
Yay! And this episode is brought to you by Voice Dub Studios, the same guys who have basically given away, at this point, a free professional recording for Otafest Idol.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that. Yeah. So that's, I really hope that someone's like cashed in on that already.
I am really curious
I really
how
hope
it
so.
sounds.
Yeah,
I
because
really
the
want
winner-
to
I want to
hear
hear
it.
it, yeah.
The winner was, I had her name. I don't remember right now.
I forget her name, but
She's Chinese. She has like a...
I remember
her performance.
at closing
Yeah.
ceremonies.
Yes.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
So I really
Yes.
hope that she got to team up with Voice Dubs. Like, I hope that everything's arranged there so she can get that recording done. And who knows, maybe she'll find some more creative opportunities in the future.
Yeah, for sure.
Sure she will. Okay, so let's just get off with some news. So first of all, you might notice our release is kind of different today.
Late.
It's a little late.
Sorry.
The reason for that was I had actually promised to get the initial, our special edition podcast with Ali and Justin Speed.
Yep.
I promised to get that out day of, and that never happened because Otafest. So, that was
a bit busy.
It was a
Yeah,
little
maybe a
bit
little
busy,
bit.
just a bit.
Oh, no, I fell asleep a lot.
Hey. Oh,
No,
okay.
so that was a week after Otafest, I think, and then, or at least the Tuesday following Otafest.
Yeah, so we wanted to get out episode 13 for you guys earlier. We wanted to
Yeah.
be able to resume this.
Yeah, but basically,
regular
as
schedule.
con staff, we were exhausted. I decided to take a
We
week
call
off.
it convention hangover.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
essentially a hangover.
So here it is, 3 weeks after. Or
Sorry, guys, but thanks
Yeah.
for waiting.
thank you for waiting.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And thank you for attending Otafest 2016. That
Oh
was
my god, it was a blast.
it was a blast.
huge. I
Yeah.
couldn't believe how full every room was.
And incidentally, today we're going to be talking about Otafest 2016, just sort of as like a debrief type
How
of deal.
convenient.
Yeah, exactly. So congratulations to every one of our participants in our contests, our tournaments, and Otafest Idol, like we mentioned. And last of all, thank you to, not last of all, but not, you know what I mean.
Last but not least.
Last and not least, I can't talk today. Major
good.
major accolades to all our volunteers and panel organizers. Without you, 2016 wouldn't have happened, and in fact, Otafest wouldn't have happened in general. If
Yeah.
we
It's
didn't
always
have any
important to
volunteers.
remember, like, honestly, there's so many. I think we had almost 200 volunteers this year.
Yep.
We're a volunteer-run con, and it's just a huge load off our shoulders to know that we have people who are not just enthusiastic about what we do, but are willing to help us in every step of the way. Like, if there's something to be, from the small things like, can you carry this, or can you help us plan this out?
Right.
Like, it's all across the board, and we're always so proud and so happy about the community that literally helps us support the con. It's pretty
And of
insane.
course, always thank you to all of our attendees who came,
Yeah.
checked everything
Oh yeah,
out,
you too.
had a
Yeah,
blast.
thanks.
Oh,
to
yeah, you guys, thanks.
Yeah, you
Oh.
guys, the guys who give us money. Yeah,
Sorry, I do
thanks.
that.
Yeah,
I did this for myself.
I mean, let's be real. As amazing as the convention was, without everybody showing up to it,
It wouldn't
it's
even
not
be a
the same.
Thank you for attending all the panels as well, because
Yeah.
the panels were like off the charts full, like almost every panel.
Every panel.
And showing room and everything like that. Like the participation was just off the charts this year, and also just being patient with us because, you know what, we had a couple hiccups, and we're gonna talk
bit.
a little bit more about those later. But
are we? Do we
we
really
are.
want?
We are.
Okay.
We're gonna get
All right.
into
We'll be a little
bit.
more
Yeah.
honest about that.
But you know what? It's just definitely thank you for all
Yep.
your patience and your belief in us.
Shout outs to Sign On Face Volunteer.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sign on a Facebook.
I'm
Sorry,
pretty sure
Facebook.
everybody saw him.
Should've had a
and-
Internet
Facebook
famous
page.
now.
Dude,
He's
he
definitely internet
dude,
famous.
people were like I saw him.
Should have had a Twitter account.
I saw him just like with the sign, and then like when I passed by the hallway again, he had like the cups on his head, and people were balancing them, and then finally he had like Buddha offerings at his feet with like apples and stuff. It was so cool. Anyways, yeah, like yeah, our volunteers are always awesome. So yeah, thank you. Special shout out to you. Con season never ends. Otafest will be at.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. Yay!
Alfred made Jay cry.
Con season never ends. Otafest will be at Animathon in Edmonton. That is our next con. Oh, actually, that's not our next con. Gambate Con is our next con.
Yeah, that's Saskatchewan.
That is Saskatchewan. That's going to be our first year going to Gambate Con, and actually the first year they're running. Yeah, and then we'll be at Animathon in Edmonton.
/ AR. I think they're the same weekend. I think they are.
We're just at Animathon. I don't think we're going to be at AR.
Okay.
And
sure.
but we will be at AE Anime Evolution, and that will be the weekend after
Okay.
So many
Yeah.
conventions.
There's a lot of
Oh.
conventions, and then
Crazy.
after that we get a short little break, unless you go to Edmonton Expo, obviously, and then yeah, there's so many cons, and then we have Otafest Aurora. Otafest
Otafest
Aurora
Aurora.
2016,
Woo!
November 4th to 5th
Ah,
at
that's so
State.
close.
So join us for our dinner, our gala, the dance on Friday, and we
Oh,
have
the
a full
gala's
day.
always so beautiful
Yeah,
too.
exactly, and we have a full day of convention activities on the Saturday.
Yeah, you can already check out some information on otafestaurora.com.
We have our own domain for Otafest Aurora now,
Yep.
so
And you can pre-buy your tickets. I believe like half the VIPs already sold.
Yeah.
So thank you very much.
and that was a big change for us internally too, because like we went from having one Otafest email to two Otafest emails, like just for Otafest Aurora. Yeah, so it's like I have to.
for email.
Yeah,
Dude,
I have to
have
check both
so
accounts.
many emails.
Yeah, you're telling me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we were just talking about ICQ. Do you guys still have your old like MSN accounts and like Yahoo
MSN
accounts? and-
MSN doesn't exist anymore, does it? Or-
It
like
is.
Well,
Hotmail.
technically it's
now.
Skype.
Yeah,
It is
Oh, yeah,
Skype
Skype.
now.
Skype
Right.
is MSN Messenger.
But I
Yeah.
still have my Hotmail account from grade 7.
I do as well.
Oh,
I ditched that shit a long time ago.
Nope, I still keep it.
I
It
still remember my
has its
email
uses.
address, but I don't use it.
I remember my old
Like-
passwords, but I don't remember
Okay,
my old...
most embarrassing email address you own, like
Probably my most original one. But it's not even embarrassing. It's
I
just
think
I
it
got
was
lazy.
seriously like Jman123.
J123.
So
Yeah.
mine, this one doesn't exist anymore because the host is gone. But it was something like Trini321 at crazysexycool.com.
Oh,
Vampire Cool Princess 69 at hotmail.com.
88 cute
Yeah.
Oh my
princess
God.
something something.
The things I'm learning today.
No!
HXC, that's short for hardcore.
He asked an honest question, and I
I-
answered honestly.
I guess I was just kind of lazy
don't
with my
regret it.
emails and I never really did anything with them.
Gurpreet at hotmail.com.
Actually, no, I couldn't get that. So what I did get
Okay.
was I was like, I want G at hotmail.com. They're like, you can't have that. I'm like, G_99 because all the numbers prior to that were already taken. I was like, that'll work, right?
okay.
Oh, yeah.
And then that was
Gundam
gone
Freak
too.
47 at hotmail.com.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was pretty bad.
There's... Oh, I don't want to know. I think she still uses it. I can't give it out.
No,
but
don't do it.
Danielle's...
Don't.
Danielle still has one that's
No.
very...
Oh,
Okay.
we
I
know what
which
that
one
is.
you're talking about.
Yeah.
That is definitely
I think she still
embarrassing.
uses
and
it.
I
I
think she
can't
still
give it
uses
out.
Yeah, she still
No.
uses it. So
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe not.
okay.
But I do
Anyways.
still
All
remember.
I'm going
I
to say is
remember.
it includes Inuyasha. I think I can at least say
Oh
that.
dear.
Oh.
Yeah.
We don't shame here.
No,
Gotcha.
there was one email that I had with Karopi Mail, and I don't remember what it is now.
Aw.
Oh.
Oh.
I was a big fan of Karopi and Botsmaru.
Sanrio Lover 69.
Listen, Botsmaru was
MSN.
my boy back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
Batsmaru is clearly the best Sanrio character.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like Penguin Sam.
Okay, yeah, he's
He's another penguin.
He's
Hipster.
respectable,
He's another penguin.
but Botsmaru, man.
Batsmaru.
Yeah, I know.
He was always my boy.
Yeah.
My boy.
Anyway, Otafest 2016.
Yeah.
So let's start with the first topic on our list. The vendors. What do you guys think of the new space?
Holy crap.
There was so
was
much
beautiful.
space.
Literally quadruple the space in terms
so
of
much
floor.
space.
Yeah.
It wasn't
Space, I think.
crowded at
Yeah.
all. It was well lit.
Although I did hear that people felt like there was like less stuff in there, and our coordinator Vicky was actually really. I wouldn't say she wasn't sad. She was more like annoyed
was
about
baffled.
it because she knows.
Yeah,
She
she
knows
was
exactly how many
baffled.
things
There was
are in there.
definitely
And it's
more.
like there's more stuff. It's just that the space is so much bigger.
Yeah,
Yes.
no, like it was more spread out, and the fact that you have
Yeah.
room in the aisles to move now was
Yeah.
like the best thing.
there was
Yeah.
almost no congestion anytime I walked down the main stretch.
No, and like all the vendors had a ton of room to set up all their wares and everything.
Oh yeah.
It was
The
very
lighting-
easy
the
to
lighting
check
was
The
so
everything.
lighting
good.
Lighting was nice, yeah.
great.
A mix
Yeah.
mix of
So much better than the
Ventilation
bar.
was
Natural,
good.
Oh, ventilation was amazing.
oh god, ventilation everywhere. Like
Oh,
just
The
Yeah.
gaming
AC.
room. The gaming room in particular had amazing ventilation.
there was
it
a
was
breeze in
comfortable
there. That was
at all
awesome.
times.
Yeah. And the breeze wasn't because of Confunk.
No.
Because there is a breeze made of Confunk. We've all felt it.
Oh
Yeah.
jeez.
It's just like it's
This
it's
year?
it's like a wall. And
There
just
wasn't a lot of
Do
that.
you remember the year
No.
when we had the arcade machines?
Yes.
Oh,
yes, I do.
in, that,
Lord.
in that little room, and
Yes.
we had like the industrial fan
that was
going.
in McEwen Hall.
was-
Okay, the thing is though, as a staff member, like you're like back there, like behind the door, right?
Yes.
So I walked behind the fan at one
Yes.
point and got like a full blast of Confunk, being actually like a jet stream of it. Oh,
Wow.
So yeah, thank you, Gaming Room. Thank you, Telus, for having AC. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
for...
we'll keep being at the Telus Convention Center just because they have functional
proper
And
AC,
water.
Good ventilation.
water.
and good
Yes,
lighting.
water
And
everywhere for
Water
everybody
everywhere. Yep.
as well.
So for those of you who left feedback about like not having access to water, it was everywhere. You just trust me, and don't worry. You could just use it. It was for
Yeah.
general attendees as well. So
Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess some people may have not realized that, which is why they were like, "There's
Which is-
no water."
which is kind of odd, but I'm like, yeah, it's right there. It's everywhere. It's just every panel room. So
Yeah, every panel room.
Every panel room.
So next
sometimes in
time,
the halls.
guys, if you're ever wondering about it, just
ask.
Just ask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Staff, volunteers, by all means, just ask any of us, and
We're paying for it anyway.
we'll direct you to the nearest one, and it will be full of
Yeah, there was like
normal and cold water.
Yeah, there was like 2-3 tanks outside of
MacLeod Halls,
MacLeod Hall.
A, B, C, D.
Yeah, and then there was like
That was the main
outside
events room.
vendors, there was like 2 or 3 tanks of water as well.
Yep.
So
And every panel room
yeah.
had like one
Every
or two.
panel room had its own. The Maid
Great.
Cafe had 3 of them.
yeah.
You could just visit Maid Cafe
Oh, actually,
anyways.
speaking of Maid Cafe, I didn't get to go. Did
I
you
didn't
guys go?
either because I was so
Okay.
busy.
I have a
So-
specialist right here. His name
Yes.
is G.
I might be a little bit of
Tell
a
us.
specialist because I was helping them out this year, and oh my god, it was so much fun this year.
Awesome. Good to hear.
Do tell.
Okay, so this year we did something different. It wasn't really a cafe experience. It was more of the Matsuri festival experience. So
Yep.
we had a bunch
Mini
of
games.
mini games going on.
Yeah.
We had like that game where you have the hook on the piece of paper and you try to fish out the balloons.
Oh, yeah.
And people had a blast with stuff like that. And like there was
The food was a
shooting
big
gallery.
hit, though.
The food, we kind of basically it was a 2-step area. Like on one side we had all the games, so everybody could just mingle and enjoy the games on one side, and then on the other side we did have our little food area, which we had the most delicious food things ever.
That
so-
expression. I
yeah.
need to take a picture of just that expression. Just
Because
now.
we
that
had
you had.
so
a bakery
good.
come in. I can't remember the name of the bakery. Do you remember?
Almondine, was it?
No, it wasn't
No, that was
Almondine.
our old
Almondine is
one.
our old bakery.
That was our old one. Sorry.
Yeah.
But
But they were the ones who provided us with the melon pan.
Yeah.
right,
Oh, and the mochi.
and it was like legit,
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
so tasty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did source it
I didn't
from
get to have
a
any.
legit Japanese bakery.
It was so good.
I'm really sad that it was just
We had
all
mochi.
gone before.
There was mochi.
Yeah, there was mochi.
There was melon
Really
pan. There was
adorable
like a red bean donut filled red bean filled donut.
Yeah.
we had
Was it in the shape of a
candies, 'cause We had a
goldfish?
candy
No,
bar.
unfortunately.
Aww.
We also had a bunch of drinks, which sold out extremely quickly.
Pokemon ramune.
We had Pokemon
Oh
ramen.
my
We had milk
God.
teas
For
with
2
maids
minutes
on
you had
them.
it.
Yeah.
Okay,
we
straight
had
up.
it for 2
We had
minutes.
them. We opened, and then the next time I looked, I'm like, "All right, well, how many drinks do we have left?" They're like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "Never mind. I guess we
Yeah,
sold
you just
out."
you just wander over. Sure, would like to buy a drink right about now, nice and refreshing. It's
Well,
like,
we had some milk teas with maids on them, and there were different maids. And
wink.
the best part was they were each like a different color, and there was 5 of them. I'm like, it's the Power Ranger maids.
Oh.
Couldn't not even Sailor Moon.
No, Power
Yeah, I
Ranger.
was kind of
Power
disappointed
Rangers, yeah.
didn't get to check it out because like I
Oh.
usually always check out the Maid Cafe.
It was a blast.
So, yeah.
Something different.
Yeah.
The only thing I could say that we could probably improve on was it got a little bit warm in there. Not hot, just a little bit warm.
Mhm.
Which is why I was so glad I had my fan with me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Hand
Paper
fan, so good.
Nabishin had a blast in there, for what I hear.
Oh yeah, not only did he have a blast, he went in there and rocked all the games.
Yeah.
Well, it's all Japanese festival games.
Yeah,
right?
so
Like,
I bet he grew
He
up
went
with
in there and
this
he's
stuff.
like, I got this. And he's like just
He
one-shotting
just
every
hustled.
game.
He hustled.
Yeah.
He was a minigame shark, actually.
Nabishin got game.
Like
Yeah.
the one game everybody had problems with was the hook, the
balloon thing.
balloons, and the
yeah, because I know that
thing?
because I know
He
rocked
picked up
it.
like 10 with a
No,
single hook.
he just
Yeah.
like he looks at all the balloons, grabs the hook, and he's just like whoop, and grabs one, and everybody's just like, what just happened? And he's like, haha, I got one, and he was using it like a yo-yo after.
Yeah, I knew he rocked it because he was walking around going like this.
Oh
with
no,
it. Yeah,
he was
so-
he was amazing.
That's
like,
good.
It was tons of fun
He's such a
having him in
cutie.
there.
And we also had a special vendor guest in there, actually. Latte art.
latte art, yeah,
Latte Love Art,
latte
Yeah,
love art,
Latte
yeah,
Love Art,
which was
Latte Art Love.
latte art
Latte Art
love.
Love?
There's
Okay,
too.
sorry.
We have
It's
too
one of
many
those things.
sponsors.
I'm-
There's way
Latte.
too many.
I'm just gonna call him latte art because I don't know where the love goes. But the love went out to all the patrons that
They
went. So
were
that's good.
amazing. They had a whole bunch of specialty drinks. They had like a one with cotton candy, and they had tons of stuff in there. And they did really well. And it was a blast to have them there as well.
It's the first time we've ever had like a food vendor, a specific food vendor. So it's good to see that we got support, because that's how
Yeah.
everything works.
Oh,
If you support it, we will find a way to bring it back and make it better and give you more.
Did you
But-
guys actually manage to go over to Girl and Gun at any
No.
point? through?
No.
I was way too
Staff,
busy.
I don't
No.
think staff members got a chance.
I,
Pretty much.
I actually
We were
went.
running-
It was nice.
I
yeah.
don't think staff members got a chance.
Hey, you guys, like, I didn't get a chance to go to the Maid Cafe. You guys just spent like the last like 10 minutes talking about how good the food was.
Hey,
and
I didn't
get
get to go
have any.
either.
We
I'm on this hunger
stayed
train
at
too.
the con. Alfred, no, go ahead. Tell us about Girl and Gun.
Girl and Gun was they were decently busy because of us, and then like they saw a lot of business, I think, and it was just they were kind of in the mood and celebrating as well. Like they welcomed you, and like they had Studio Ghibli movies playing on all their TVs.
Oh, that's good.
yeah, so it was and their ramen's amazing. Seriously, go check out Girl and Gun.
I just didn't get a chance to
We
go.
can go. We can
I like
still
Girl
go.
and Gun.
But they won't have
I'm a big
Ghibli
food
flavor.
guy,
Mm-hmm.
but Girl and
always
Gun,
ask.
I really like their toppings on their ramen specifically. Like,
Yeah.
they always
No,
know how to load
I
it
got
on.
like a pretty
That's
traditional
tasty.
ramen, just a tonkatsu, and it was still like
Yeah.
just really good. So
That's good.
like I'm really glad that there's like better ramen places popping up in Calgary now, just
Yes.
because like it used to be that you could count them on one hand.
Yeah.
Like how many?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know.
They were nothing special.
Yeah,
Well,
how do you-
that's the thing, though. The problem with the minimal number of them before, it was, here's what it is, deal with it. You've
Yeah,
got
no
no choice.
competition.
With more of them popping up, more competition, it's like, all right, we have to be better than the rest of them.
Yeah.
What
Here's
makes us
our
special,
specialties.
basically.
Yeah, just having been in Vancouver and like getting a ramen place every like couple of blocks, it's I don't know.
It's a little sad that Calgary is so behind on food trends. Like, we seem to pick stuff up years
Yeah.
after Vancouver does.
Yep.
And it makes me a little bit sad, but
I think it depends on what it is. If it's like Western food trend, it's
Oh,
fine.
okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
If it's like
Asian food
Asian
trends.
food
if it's anything
trends.
like not even Asian, I want to see just like cultural food trends. Like,
True, yeah.
that aren't like Canadian based. Then
Yeah.
like then it takes like a good like 5 years to get in. Or
And
something
we are getting
like
a
that.
night market soon too, so
Yeah,
that's
my biggest gripe about Calgary is the fact that everything closes down around 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Even
Yeah.
on weekends.
At
It's
best.
like, seriously?
10 o'clock is like a late time.
Yeah.
like it's closer to like 8 or 9.
Meanwhile, you go over to like BC and stuff's open till like
At least
midnight,
11.
1, 2.
Yep.
Yeah.
And this is the regular stuff too, so it's like, gives you more variety.
Otherwise, it's Denny's here.
Oh my
You
god,
have
no.
Denny's
no.
or you and me. And
Okay, you and me's good.
7-Eleven.
You and me's good.
Then
We never,
Denny's is
ever
no.
talk badly about you and me.
No.
We love you and me.
Nancy,
Yeah.
your experience as a guest and as a guest handler.
Oh my. Okay.
How was that?
So as a guest handler, it
A
was
guest handler.
Guest
yeah,
guest
a
handler.
guest handler.
Yeah.
I
Guest handler, guest handler, guest.
give me a new title next year instead of giving me like 2 badges.
Ultra guest.
Special? No, wait, we already have special guests. Never mind. So as a guest handler, it was amazing to hang out with, big name voice actors who came to Calgary to hang out with us for Canada Day. They're all super sweet and they all have such amazing personalities. It was wonderful to get to spend that much time with them. But because I was so busy spending so much time with them, I didn't get to see the convention, which I was really sad about. But you know what? It's worth it in the end because when we make our guests feel welcome, they have such good things to say about us in return. And it was amazing. It was super crazy. So I handled Todd Habercorn. His autograph sessions were booked solid within that 30-minute limit. I actually think it was super rock star of him that he would just go through it all anyway. Even though it cut into his break times, he said, no, I'll finish the line. We cut the line off, we'll finish the line. So props to him, super dedicated. His panels, booked solid. We took him to the best Calgary could afford. I mean, we took him to the Calgary Tower. We took him to the Sky 360 Lounge. He really liked the view.
You went up there and you said, "Look, that's where the con is."
Yeah, there's the con.
And then,
there's
15
the
minutes later, there's the
river.
con. 15 minutes later, there's the con.
I mean, it's better than the con's way over there in the distance somewhere.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, as a guest handler, it was so much easier this year because we were at the TELUS Convention Center. The hotel is right next to it.
Right,
If Todd needs a break, he can have it. It's 30 seconds away, and he can just go and get some mind space, And that's... I think that goes a long way to putting our guests at ease because their little tiny room of privacy is very accessible. It wasn't like last year where we were at a downtown hotel and we had to shuttle them back and forth between there and the university.
Yeah,
So definitely better setup this year. Our guests got to spend a lot of time together as well. as a result, so that was great.
Yeah, outside just panels together, you mean, right? Like they
They
hung
actually
out.
got
Okay.
to have
Yeah.
dinners and breaks together. A couple of them went off to watch a movie late at night.
Oh.
That sort of thing. Like,
You mentioned the autograph session.
Mm-hmm.
How was? I never actually got to check out any of the autograph sessions because
Yeah, I never get to see like any panels anymore.
Yeah.
I get to host panels, and that's it.
I get to listen to other people's panels.
But how was the autograph session like? Where it was set up and everything? Tons of room.
Okay,
good
so
and everything.
tons of room because we were in a corner of the vendor hall, and there was exactly enough space plus more set up for what we thought would be a suitable amount of people for hour and a half autograph sessions, and then there was plenty of room for overflow lineup if there was, by some miracle, some way for them to get through the initial lineup and then more.
And then some, eh?
So super spacious, loved it.
Good to hear.
And just line control was doing their darndest to make it work. So thank God for them.
Yeah, that's our new department for this year, just because we didn't know what to expect.
Well, we've had them for a few years, but
Well, no, line
they
con-
went. I think they went above and beyond this year because
Yeah.
it's even worse when it's in a space we're unfamiliar with.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the university
And-
allowed us a lot of leeway, whereas here it was a whole new experience, and they definitely had to.
You just don't
rock
know
it.
where people will congregate until
Yeah.
Until
the day.
Yeah.
We can plan for it. We can put up signs like "Please be here, please be there." But there are there are places where people will just naturally congregate or block up areas or shouldn't be in areas, and we have to make sure that they move along or we're properly distributed in those areas to make sure that everything's efficient. So
Yeah.
huge shout out to
line
lineup.
control.
Absolutely.
general.
Yeah.
Saved my bacon a few times. So thank you. Let's see, what else? Is there anything I missed for guest handling?
How did you like being a guest?
Yeah.
So, as a guest, on the flip side of this, it was actually very humbling. I am super amazed at how many people turned out for the panel. And again, doubly amazed, on top of that, for how many people came at the end of the panel to approach me personally and ask questions and have comments and ask for advice. It was very humbling. It's the first time I've been in a panel like this where I'm apparently dispensing knowledge and advice. And people
You
are
have
listening.
something to offer. My God.
And oh my God, people are listening. What is going on?
No, but you're just giving away like poison tips, right? Like, they're totally useless. Like you're like, oh, how can I get into it? It's like, well, first of all, go get a job at McDonald's. It's like, ooh,
Ooh,
and then stay there.
ooh. Well, McDonald's is a Pokestop now, so.
Oh,
Oh yeah, we'll talk about that
we'll
later.
get into that
We'll
later.
talk
Let's
about that
not
later.
get into that.
Actually, yeah, we kind of had an experience like that too with our podcast panel, right? Just like, first of all, Justin and
little
Ali,
bit.
Justin and Ali were amazing to work
Consummate
with.
professionals. I love them.
Extremely professional, extremely cool just to hang out with too.
Yes.
like yeah.
I wish we had more time, but cons
popped-
are not the time where we get to have.
I popped
a chance to
into
hang out.
opening ceremonies with them. I popped into the gaming room with them, and
Yeah.
they were just really cool. Every time I saw them around the con, they would just say hi, and like we would talk a bit. So yeah,
Super
they're
approachable.
super approachable, and yeah, like I really want them back.
Yeah.
So yeah, they were awesome. But shout out to the guy who asked for our autographs. At
Yeah,
the
that's
podcast
never
panel.
happened before.
Yeah.
I've determined that I need to come up with like a rock star autograph instead of just like this is the one I sign on a check. So whoever that guy is, good job. Now you have some personal information on me that
Yeah.
I probably shouldn't have dispensed, but I didn't have anything in the heat of the moment. It's like, what are you supposed to do? And it's strange, right? Because this is not why we started the podcast.
No.
We started the podcast because we just wanted to have a good time telling people stories and
Yeah.
giving people some perspective. So
Yeah, well,
when
it's-
people came up to the panel and after the after panel where it's kind of like there's a moment where people can totally approach you as
Yeah,
long as you
exactly.
make yourself available is something that I never really thought about before. And then when it happened, it's pretty surreal.
Yeah.
It is super
So.
surreal. It's so weird because, the way we distribute the podcast, it's online.
Yep.
People leave comments. It's really, good, bad feedback, cool. And it's nice to take that in, but actually having someone standing in front of you and going, you're doing a great job. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, it's different. Yeah.
super humbling for me.
It's a new dimension to what we do.
Yeah,
That's for
then
sure.
I can tell you to your face that it's like, thanks.
Yeah, yeah, basically.
As like stuff behind me is on
Sounded
fire.
like super awkward.
So much like behind the scenes, but you know what? I'll just say
Yeah.
it anyways. like half our stuff decided to stop working
During the podcast.
It was kind of amazing. We've got this. We've done like 10 episodes.
Yeah,
of this
I'm
stuff.
looking at like the broken mic stand that we have.
Yeah,
right now.
a mic stand broke. Shock mount broke. Stuff was just not like
working
very well.
very
Like there was
well,
like
yeah.
interference and stuff that we didn't know. Like I mean, when it comes to like anyone who knows anything about audio is like interference sucks because you can't always
pinpoint where it's
source
coming
it.
from, and
Yeah.
it's like
So we're like, okay, we'll still have some time to prepare. Blah blah blah. We gave ourselves like 90 minutes to prepare that.
we took the whole 90 minutes. We were
Yeah.
down to the wire to get ready. So
So close.
Yeah.
But thank you again for visiting and listening as always. So we really appreciate that.
yeah, and just as well, thank you for giving us feedback, which we
yes.
we read all of it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, there was like
Every single
was
bit.
so much
If you
feedback.
submit us feedback via the online form, like as you're supposed to, as
trust me, people
we-
read that.
Yeah,
We
Oh, yeah.
as a team sit down.
you guys are dicks. Well, damn it.
Yeah. How many
Really?
How many
I
pages was that
didn't know.
PDF? How many pages was that PDF? I don't remember.
I don't really feel like loading it up because the last time I tried loading it up on my phone, it took
It's hefty.
forever.
It's
It was
hefty,
big,
but
yeah.
we appreciate it. Like
Oh my
if you
God.
give us more it's-
feedback is better.
Yeah,
in all
it's what we
honesty.
have to work
Exactly.
with. Is
And
the truth.
yeah.
and attending the feedback panel. I don't. I think the three of you weren't there. I did go. And the feedback panel is a little bit of a different beast because when you have like personal interaction, it's also a little bit different, but it's also
Feels
more
a little
immediate.
More personal too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more personal, a little bit more immediate. But we always appreciate people going there too. Nathan, our and other resident voice actor
actor.
guest,
Who's too
slash-
good to be here with us?
yeah, clearly. That's
No
feedback,
kidding.
right?
That's feedback.
And but he's a great facilitator, and he led the discussion really well, and again gathered some more very valuable insight.
I love
on
the way
our
I
operations.
love the way he says thank you for your feedback.
Yes,
Yeah, he's very calm and
he does his
Very-
thing, and
He does
he
his thing.
puts his palms together, and
Yeah.
he bows to you.
thank you for your feedback.
Yeah,
It's
He
very
himself
zen.
is a very
Very zen.
humble individual.
He is a
Yeah,
very
he is.
zen person to talk to.
What a
for
jerk.
Sure.
You kind of need to be zen when you're working with Otafest and stuff's
You have to
blowing
be
up
pretty
behind.
chill.
Yeah, you gotta learn to let
Yeah.
some things just.
yeah. When the
Just-
con is
Yeah.
going to hell, you still have to be like, this has to get
Speaking of which, as staff members, how did it go for you guys?
great.
What?
Great, went well.
I had a good time. I honestly feel, I personally felt like, and not just in terms of organization, like, I felt like the con-goers that came to our con were very positive and honestly, like, positive in a way that I couldn't express it. Like,
Yeah.
people are usually happy to be at a con, but I just felt like everyone was like so helpful towards each other and
Yeah.
like so supportive.
Well,
and
that's a hallmark of our community. I mean, like I had a couple
but
of
I just
people.
haven't seen like it was like so
Yeah.
pure. It was
Yeah.
like visceral,
Yeah.
essentially to me.
Like, and that was the first thing that was commented upon by like a couple of friends that came out to Vancouver, came out from Vancouver, right?
Yeah.
And like they're like they go to every convention in Vancouver, like they're million conventions, and their first comment on Otafest was like, "Holy crap! Their community is so supportive of each other, and like everyone is an attendee, and everyone's on equal footing, and that's really cool." So yeah, that was really exciting to me just to see that, and I was so ready for Friday to be a gong show, and it wasn't. Thank
Yeah.
God.
Alfred the Optimist. So for a little anecdote from my personal experience this convention, the people who lined up for autographs for Todd have known me for so long. They always see me as a handler, and when they've noticed that I've become a guest, they're really supportive of, like, oh, congratulations, I'm totally coming to the panel tonight. And I was just like, you are? Like, yeah.
How dare you?
I was like, what?
I guess it's a natural
Panel isn't
progression of
for
things.
you.
It's a natural progression of things, I guess. It's like,
It's not even that the community is supportive of itself, but it's supportive of us, like a staff.
Yep.
They're very understanding.
They're on our
very
side.
supportive.
Yeah.
They're really,
But we
really
want
are.
we want to keep on giving them reasons to be.
Absolutely.
So-
yeah,
right,
exactly. Yeah.
Yep.
But they are our biggest supporters.
Gee.
One of the big things I saw with the Maid Cafe, with the Matsuri prizes that we had, basically you got raffle tickets for playing the games. The thing was, you won a lot of raffle tickets, and we were like, yeah, we need your name, phone number, and email on all of these.
Oh yeah.
When somebody wins about 40-ish tickets, and we're like, yeah, we need this 3 bits of information on all of these.
Yeah.
At first they're like, really? And we're like,
If you want to win,
Yeah.
But then they're like, okay, cool, just tell me where. And they were totally cool with it. And basically, after seeing all these people like still positive about it and everything, they're like, yeah, no worries, I'll write my name like 40 times, not a big deal and everything. I was just like, next year we need to do something different. We need to do something for these guys. I felt bad for them seeing this happen. So it's like, I love the fact that they super enjoyed everything. And even though it took them time to like enter into this raffle, there's tons of great prizes. We've got most of those prizes out now as well. We've got a couple that we're going to be handing off at Animathon and just a handful more that I'm just going to be getting out. But almost all those prizes have been delivered to the winners. So congratulations.
I think that goes
to you
across
guys.
the board for pretty much
Exactly.
all of our contest winners.
Yeah.
We do have a few that are out of town all the time. So.
Yeah, with the out of town ones, with the whole shipping thing is a little bit awkward right now, but we're going to get that all worked out and we're going to get you guys your prizes.
Thanks, Canada Post.
Oh, the other thing I kind of want to talk about is, and I kind of have to squee about actually, is how professional and amazing the main event stage looked.
Oh my god!
With like all the curtains, all the drapes, all the screens.
It was a legit stage. It was an actual stage.
It felt so amazing. The first time I went in was on Friday, and I just walked in kind of like nonchalant into the back area. Like I didn't want to go near the stage. I went into the back wall, and I just like for a moment I was like, wait a minute, like something's different, something's amazing, and like 50 feet away, you just look, and it's just like how the whole stage is set up, and the lighting's great, and we have all the seats there, and pretty much like all the seats are filled, and that's more seating than we've ever had before for main events, and we've received feedback. We're like, we need overflow. A lot of people didn't get in, and we felt really bad because we actually didn't plan for overflow because we didn't know what's gonna fill, what's gonna be received as well, and as it was. And
what was the seating capacity in the main hall?
I want to say, so the back hall was taken up by video games, so that left, I think it's 3 halls remaining, and I think the overall seating capacity was somewhere closer to like 600 to 700, which is double what we normally have.
Yeah.
And it was still full.
And it was full.
Don't quote me like exactly, but I just know that like it's significantly higher because in the past it was only about 300 something at best.
Yeah.
So just again, the amount of support we got from people coming in was just amazing. And again, just we want to up the production value of everything every year. So
I just want to say that stage
No ghetto
was
stuff.
really impressive. Like when I stood on the stage, it was overwhelming to be on it.
yeah,
Yeah.
I only got to be on that stage for a little bit at the very end because
you were all dressed up.
Because
you were all so
all
pretty.
I was amazing.
You were
Which scout were you
fabulous.
again?
I was Jupiter, of course.
Yes,
Of course, the tallest
Tallest and best.
and best.
most ass kicking.
Yeah. Actually, thanks to Steph for making me go up there and say goodbye. It was really, really amazing to be on that stage. Not gonna lie.
It definitely gives you like a weird sense when you're up there because you're just like, wow, it actually felt a lot more different than what we normally have done for closing ceremonies, and it was
Yeah.
great. Like, loved being up there, loved seeing everybody out there supporting us for closing ceremonies.
And we have so many reasons to use that room now, like more so than before. Like it used to be like just for basically some AMV stuff and our main event stuff, which would be like opening and closing. But now we're using it for like hosting the video game tournament finals, for example.
Yep.
And we're going to have a lot more stuff for it, hopefully in the future, like just to fill up that huge space. I think we definitely have some content coming in.
We've got some
that we're gonna-
stuff to figure out for the next year, definitely.
It's going to be
With
amazing.
that, yeah.
And
So,
hey, that's
it'll be
where
good.
also your guys' feedback comes in as well. If you
Yep.
got something you think that would be
We've already
amazing in there,
taken a lot of feedback into consideration for planning for next year. Let's just put it that way. A lot. That huge PDF goes a long way. Let's put it that way.
And so actually I'm going to take a moment here and talk a little bit about our sponsor for this episode. And our sponsor for this episode had a lot to do with Main Event Stage as well, because they sponsored the Otafest Idol Grand Finale Prize. Our sponsor, Voice Up Studios, is an international media studio based out of Calgary, specialized in providing custom video and voiceover production services that bridge the Japanese, Chinese, and North American market. With partner studios in Tokyo and Beijing, VoiceDubs manages the entire production process right from the beginning. allowing you to focus on what you do best, running your business. Come see why some of the top companies across the world have chosen voice dubs for their video and voiceover production needs. Are you interested in joining the voiceover industry? Voice Dubs offers educational events where industry professionals come to teach you what you need to know. To stay updated on the latest information, special events, and other media production opportunities, subscribe at voicedubs.com. That's voicedubz.com.
And that's
again-
Z, not Z. Ha
Yeah,
ha.
Zed, because Canada and Canada cons and gotta rep. But yeah, like again, they had a lot to do with what happened up on that main stage and the winner getting that grand prize of a professional recording.
Yeah.
So it's okay. So I'm sure you guys can hear it. I'm just gonna say it. It's, like everyone knows that we record in my living room. I have my roommate.
Now we do. Now we do. So.
No, everyone does. Everyone does.
Yeah.
We've mentioned it like several times. So my raucous upstairs neighbor is laughing their heads
About
off.
something. And so
Probably
me and
about
G,
something dumb.
Yeah, me and
and
G
nerdy.
just like try and close in around the mic, try and
Yeah, I
block
felt
as
really
much
bad.
of it as possible. We're like,
It's okay.
"Oh."
People gotta live their lives. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, again, thank you, Voice Dubs. And congratulations to the winner, who I still don't remember the name of. Starts with an H. That's all I know. Dude, there's so much stuff. If you ask me to list, that's as
There's
good
too
as
much
it gets.
shit.
I don't
Yeah.
remember any of the other contest winners, so
No,
that's already
okay,
a plus.
that's fair. Here's one
I only
thing.
remember
There's
her
a lot of stuff to remember.
and her
That's
performance
When-
was amazing.
When
By
we
the
were
way, I
rocking it
closed
for
her. It's just-
Otafest, each
yeah.
of us have our own department areas to be
Yeah.
concerned about and everything, and there's a ton of stuff for it.
Yes,
That we
people
will
ask
focus
me, like,
on everything about our area.
Yeah.
But the problem is, because there's so much just in that one area,
Yeah.
it's like, well, what about this and this and this and this? And we're just like, okay, we know the general stuff about everything that happened, but not any of the specifics, because there's just so much.
I know I'm in special events. It doesn't mean I know everything about special events.
Oh, yeah.
Just like, basically, people have asked me in the past about like how much is admission at Otafest, and I'm like, go check Otafest.com
Yeah.
because I don't mean to not know. There is so much stuff that we're already planning for individually, and as
It's hard to keep track of everything, and this
Yeah.
is why our departments exist.
That's
right?
why
So-
departments exist.
Exactly.
Registration knows.
Okay.
We definitely try to specialize and make sure everything is as amazing for each different area,
Yeah,
and because of that, there's
we
too
lack
much
a little bit of general
information.
knowledge.
Yeah, which is kind of funny, but
It's okay.
okay. Let's shift gears.
Oh God, it's coming.
All right,
It's
let's
here.
talk about it. It's been waiting to happen.
It was talked about before.
Okay.
Let's
Okay.
do
okay.
it.
What,
Nope,
what's in,
let's
is there
do it.
anything in your living room right now? Nothing.
Is there anything in my living room?
Is there any Pokemon in your living room?
I don't think so, but I
Dang
could
it.
probably find them.
Okay, like Bayfar has Pokemon in his house. I don't know how it's possible, but he's got like when we were
Someone's
over.
gonna find a way to hack the API to to spawn.
He's got a
stuff in the
spawning
house.
ground in his house, I think.
I don't know, but it's like
Secretly,
We've
Bayfar's
gotten
actually
some stuff.
dumping
When we were
a ton
over
of
at
money
his-
into this game.
yeah. when we were at his house though, like people caught
Anyways.
like 3 Pokemon.
Pokemon
Alright.
Go.
Pokemon
It's out in
Go!
Canada.
Yep.
You should already have it. If you don't have it now, you're wasting oxygen.
You're behind the curve.
Yeah. The
You're behind the curve.
only excuse to not have Pokemon Go is to say that your phone literally can't handle it.
Yep.
Which is
That's-
true for some people,
Which
actually.
is true.
and
for
that
some
is
people.
fair, but only to a
Actually,
point.
Well,
Because tablets exist.
yes, but
I mean,
Without-
you're stuck on Wi-Fi at that point.
Yeah,
but,
with LTE. Yeah.
I mean, still,
All I'm saying is my Kindle has E. LTE.
if you go to the university, there's Wi-Fi everywhere, and there's
Yeah.
Pokemon everywhere.
If you go downtown, if you have Shaw Go,
Yep.
yeah.
yeah.
Princess
it's
Island Park
insane.
is currently the hotspot in Calgary right
Yeah,
now.
dude.
Yeah.
One of.
Any university.
Dude, it's a desert around here.
Yeah.
Well, it's residential. Residential just doesn't seem to have anything.
God, like that just I don't know.
Okay, here's the things I've noticed. Residential doesn't have a lot. Churches,
Have
Where
a lot.
people- where
Churches
Libraries,
are
congregate.
Pokestops.
But
libraries too.
again, it's where people congregate.
Yeah.
yeah, but churches, libraries,
Hospitals.
parks, hospitals.
Hospitals?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hospitals.
What do you find there? Ghastly?
Coughing maybe?
I'm
No, but
going straight to
seriously.
Oh
hell.
god, do you
Seriously,
hear
no,
about the
my-
coughing that showed up at the Holocaust Museum?
Yes.
No way.
Yes, a coughing showed up at a Holocaust
Oh,
museum. It happened.
that's the best.
Yeah, so they
It was
I mean, not the best.
super
I
inappropriate,
mean, like,
but
Nintendo, thank you.
Okay, but you know,
It
if
was
you're-
totally unintentional because I don't
no,
think
it was.
that's-
Of course, it was
a random
unintentional.
one.
But I mean, like, if you're at a Holocaust museum, don't be freaking playing Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
Coughing.
Okay, part of that, yes. Part of that, no. Because if stuff like this does get you out to these places,
Then maybe that's a good thing.
yeah,
Yeah, but you don't care about the museum. You care about catching coughing at a Holocaust
Right.
museum.
it's
So-
a little bit of A, a little bit of B. Yeah,
Yeah.
you maybe don't care about it yet, but I mean, like, you go there enough,
Mm-hmm.
and then you kind of absorb a little bit more and more as time goes on.
I will say that, like, yeah, well, that's one of the big caveats of Pokemon Go is it's gotten the nerd community, quote unquote, like up and about, and like you through Niantic and the Google API, like Google Maps API, which marks all these like landmarks and places of note, points of interest. I've seen a lot of people really start to interact with each other just on a nerdy basis. A lot of the time, they're like, "Oh, hey, are you
Yeah, but
playing?
at least
And
people
what's
are
up?"
talking,
And-
right? A lot
Yeah,
of people who wouldn't be outside
and you
otherwise are
see
out.
parts of the city you live in or wherever, like you see more of it because you're like, yes, you might be chasing that Pokestop or you just want to take over that gym initially, but you're like, hey, I haven't been here before, and like that's a cool statue or whatever that the Pokestop's actually made of,
It's,
right?
it's definitely got a lot more built-in interest than, like, say, geocaching or something like that, right?
Exactly.
Because people have compared it to that, right? And,
Yeah, and like geocaching is a thing, and honestly,
and it's a lot of fun too.
It's a lot of fun,
Yeah.
but honestly, the biggest thing
Just
is
throw Pokemon in there, and then all
it's
of a
what
sudden,
it's what the flavor is of the thing, right?
Yeah.
This flavor is Pokemon. People love Pokemon.
yeah, it's like,
I love Pokemon.
of course you do.
Well, Niantic
never
has done
been
this
documented.
before
Yeah.
because Niantic is the one who the studio that
Ingress.
created Ingress.
Ingress, yeah.
So this is just a fancier version of Ingress.
It's just Ingress with the
No,
skin.
it's a more fun version of Ingress.
yeah.
It's Ingress
But why
with
is it
more
more
things
fun?
in it. I remember when Ingress started, there weren't enough portals in Calgary. They were just like, okay,
yeah.
there's one at Chinook Mall and there's 17 downtown, and that was it.
Wow.
But that was when it first started.
Yeah.
And then they started adding more and more and more. So hopefully this is kind of the next evolution of that. Now they've added more and more things. Plus
There's a
it's
Hypno 4 blocks away.
Pokemon.
Go, Jay, go.
Pokestops.
If anyone
gyms.
knows, yeah, if anyone knows, I am pretty intense about my Pokemon hunting. Like when the okay, so
I couldn't
currently
tell.
Hypno's
there's that
not worth
three-
it, man.
No, no.
Hypno's not worth it.
Currently, you know how like there's the 3-step bug. So the 3-step bug is nothing shows as
Yeah.
less than 3 steps, so you can't track shit.
Yeah,
So you basically have to refer to other means.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people are doing legitimately through like Pokemon setting up lures at Pokestops. And I like that as well, but I actually really like the movement aspect. Like I live near some parks and stuff. There's some really great spaces that I can go to. But right now I've been using a website called Pokevision because it shows you where the Pokemon are. Because there's no way to track down the Pokemon otherwise, other
Yeah.
than by pure blind luck. Rather,
Yeah, that's like kind of
So-
ruining my enjoyment of it. Like the,
Yeah.
the 3-step bug is like, and
there's
like,
a Pidgeotto at Sate.
So, as a disclaimer, Pokevision is just as slammed server-wise as the game itself.
Yeah.
Like a lot of
Oh,
you
there's a
probably
Squirtle,
have
like,
this
6
problem
blocks.
where about 80% of the time your game doesn't even load,
Yeah.
doesn't even log you in. Well, the same thing's happening at Pokevision right now because that's how many people are trying to use
Yeah.
the website.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's because the 3-step bug exists.
Yeah.
So people
Yeah.
are like, I
Yeah.
want to know what's near me. They go to the
But
site.
I am one of those people. Like I'm not. What I don't hoard when people are like in like a giant mass down in Princess Island Park. I don't agree with that movement where people are like, oh yeah, there's a some like a Dragonair over there, and everyone like 50 people or 100 people just like start moving as a giant mob mass. I don't really like that. But what I do like doing is like being in X neighborhood or X park, and then like if the Poke Radar was working, for example, it'd be like, oh, there's something that appeared. I don't have it yet. And then there's like, and I move around a little bit. It goes down to 2 steps. I will legitimately start running because like that's what I'm in it for. I'm in it for wearing my baseball cap, catching a Pokemon, and then like flipping my baseball cap backwards and go like, yeah, I caught Charmander or something like that. So that's my entire life right now.
how's Nose Hill for Pokemon?
Bad because no cellular.
yeah.
Right. Yeah. Okay. I was thinking about like taking a walk down there, but like
No,
honestly,
no. But Confederation's pretty good.
Confed's good. Okay.
Yeah.
No,
No.
I don't know. It's been. I'm gonna be like the opposite, like or kind of almost. I don't know. How are you guys enjoying it?
Okay, so let's talk the downfalls of this game.
Yeah.
I want to talk, just as a software developer, I want to
If
talk
you say
about...
there's no story, I'm gonna yell at you.
No, I want to talk about
What's
this
the
just as an
story?
app in general. The
Okay.
developers have publicly spoken out about how many mistakes they've made in like the authentication process in this app. This is why people are having so many bad like sign-on problems. The game doesn't load. Weird things like if your Wi-Fi is turned on, your phone
Yeah.
can't locate
Yeah,
where you
the
are.
GPS.
Even if
Oh,
your
GPS
Wi-Fi
GPS
is
is on.
terrible. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if your GPS is on. If your Wi-Fi isn't, it can't find you.
Which is
It's
stupid.
a horrible battery hog. Let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah.
That's not surprising though. I don't
No,
think
it's
you can really cut down.
Well,
on that.
no, but I mean, like, the fact is, right? Okay, like,
There
it's,
definitely
it's a
ways you could
resource
cut
hog
down
on
battery
top of the fact
usage.
that I have to keep my Wi-Fi on to actually
You
connect
have
to
to keep
GPS,
the screen on
right?
so you can walk around with it.
Yeah, and a lot of people like their data and like battery is so limited they have to turn off location services, right? And
That
then,
is
like,
one thing I
Yeah.
will say for
Yeah.
data usage. It's not
It's
as
quite
bad
minimal.
as it could have been.
I would
Yeah,
say it's
exactly.
about
It's about
1 megabyte per 10 to 15 minutes.
However,
that's not bad. Yeah,
Yeah.
However, it's still maintaining sessions with the servers, and the servers can't keep up with that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So architecture-wise, not doing a great job at scaling here.
Mm-hmm.
But I think part of it is like they didn't know. For
No,
some
they-
stupid
okay.
freaking reason.
Who wouldn't
Who
be able
wouldn't?
to think?
Honestly, it's like you're
Seriously.
releasing a new Pokemon game on a universal platform.
Yeah.
You wouldn't think that.
Look, they haven't released Pokemon Snap 2. They're not. Some people out there are not making
You
the
have to
smartest
remember,
decisions.
That's true.
the
That's
higher
fair.
ups, they may be like, "Hey, Pokemon's popular. This will be a good thing." They don't realize how popular because they're not as well connected to their own product as you would want them to be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Unfortunate.
yeah, I would have to agree with that.
That
Just-
goes across the board. It's not just the
And
Nintendo.
Yeah,
Just
it's
like-
not just Nintendo.
yeah.
It's every company out there. The higher ups are not connected with the products that are coming out.
Despite that,
which is
despite
yeah.
that, your consulting team should be able to tell you what the demand is like.
Yes.
Yeah.
If they go on the internet at all, they should see people are excited for this. They're
People
waiting for
were
it to come out.
freaking out about
I'm-
Pokemon
People
Go.
were pirating the APKs to get it on their Android devices.
I don't know
before
what
they
you're
were
talking
released
about
here.
it. I only received it when Canada received it.
Yes.
I'm saying in
I plead
general.
the fifth.
I'm saying in general. You know, that was its own spate of problems. People were compromising
Yeah.
APKs and putting
Japan
them out
still
there.
doesn't have it.
Japan still doesn't even
I
have
just
their own
Googled
proper
it.
release.
I just Googled it, and the first headline I found was Pokemon Go Japan release date. Government terrified for citizen safety ahead of game launch.
First of all, not surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Second of all, are you serious?
You
Come
know
on,
how
how
they
does
said, like-
Japan not have this?
Have you heard those
I
weird
don't know.
stories?
Probably
Though,
'cause
like
it's not
where
perfectionist enough
players like
Yeah,
wandering
it's probably too
around.
buggy still.
Yeah.
People wandering around have found dead bodies.
Dead
Yeah.
bodies.
They've witnessed murders happening.
People
They've been
getting hit by
mugged.
cars. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go a little bit dark here, just like the Galaxy joke was dark. How many dead people are they gonna find in Japan that are just like suicide bodies?
Yeah, suicide
See,
bodies.
here's
Yeah.
the thing with that though.
Well,
it
no, it's
depends
that one
on
forest,
where
though.
Yeah.
there are Pokemon and where there are not. If there's certain places in Japan that are like
Suicide Hill.
Yeah. That
like if there's
forest
a
or
lot of
whatever.
Pokemon there, they're gonna find a lot of bodies. But if there's no Pokemon in the area, people will be safe.
Yeah,
I'm just
but
saying.
Japan is different in that, like again, like there's a really strong theory that basically Pokemon generation is based on how much cell phone signal is in the area. Japan is basically like just a hub for that.
Crisscrossed,
Like, it doesn't
yeah.
matter where you go. There's gonna be.
But a lot of the suicide stuff tends to be in areas where there is lack of, like, there's sparse population.
Yeah, but you never
like,
know.
Like that one forest, suicide forest. or
Yeah,
whatever,
suicide
yeah.
forest and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, that's-
you're not going to
that's-
see a
that's
lot
That's
of
still out of the
cell
way.
phones.
Yeah,
up
very
I get
remote.
that.
Yeah.
But
Anyways,
still.
but
Wow,
Yeah, let's
Out
get
of
away
the-
with it.
It's out of the way. That means there's
Mm.
a legendary Pokemon there. That's just the general rules. That's the rule of video games.
I
If
found a
it's something-
Gengar.
Whoa.
Actually, here's one of the things though. I'm actually really happy that it's only Gen 1.
same.
Yeah,
Yeah,
me
and,
too.
and
It's
that's
smart that
and
way.
that's contributing to like
The
the
nostalgic
the
effect.
popularity of it, right?
Yo.
Just like because if you ask me what's past like Gold and Silver, like name a Pokemon past Gold and Silver,
I am
like,
gonna say there's one major negative. I was walking in Princess Island Park with a few friends around midnight, and this parent had brought their child. That child doesn't know the genuine Pokemon,
And they
and
should
he was saying,
learn.
and it was like,
And
I got
they-
the Rattata,
Oh,
and I was just
dear.
like, I'm going to choke you.
This is why they need to start replaying the original Pokemon because
They do have the opportunity. 'Cause that's why
Remember-
they
Yeah.
re-released it.
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
and do you remember at every midpoint of the episode, who's that Pokemon? Guess what? All those silhouettes I see in Pokemon Go, I know all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That show trained me well.
So what they should do is start showing their kids that show first.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but
Then
it's
giving them.
it's just so unfortunate for me because like I really want to enjoy it. Like I see everyone having fun with it and everything, but like the app has just been such a negative experience for me. Like
I
Because
agree.
it's been glitchy.
I
no,
agree.
it's just been like it just
problematic.
should not have been released in this state. Like it's early alpha at best.
It's not a
right?
typical Pokemon product or a typical Nintendo
Yeah, it's-
product
it's-
because
It's
Nintendo
not.
isn't
Yeah.
like a lot like
Well,
when it
Nintendo's
comes-
not so involved with this one though. That's
It's
the thing.
true, and that's
Yeah.
the thing, right? Because it's really easy to badmouth Nintendo in this case, but Nintendo is really well known for not ever having to release too many patches for
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah, exactly.
They do distribute patches, but they don't have to distribute a lot of them ever,
Right.
Because their games are like 95% finished, or
Yep.
it's not expected to be full of bugs. Like it's not like a Skyrim or Fallout 4 where
Right.
sometimes they release less stable platforms, essentially.
And they release the fixes
But
DLC.
Niantic is a Google company, and they have followed up with just like they're not the worst, but they just haven't thought about it.
It's
through
not what we're used to from
a Nintendo
Pokemon
product,
or
Nintendo
Nintendo.
product,
which
yeah,
isn't
exactly.
even though it's only like 25% a Nintendo product, because mostly
Yeah.
it's licensing.
Yeah.
No, but it's
So-
just such a shame because like okay, like I'll be walking right, and it's like it takes like 5 minutes for my location to refresh, right? Because my Wi-Fi wasn't on.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or it's like I'll take like a 12-kilometer walk and run into 2 Pokemon, right?
Yep.
Or it's like
Or you leave the house to go on a Pokemon walk and it's not loading, or it's not letting
it's
you
like-
log in, or
or like
freezes.
or like the
Or
game
When
freezes.
just
yeah,
or
when
just
it
servers
crashes.
are down.
Or
or
just
you
crashes,
just drop a lure
right?
and your phone crashes.
Yeah.
Oof.
Or it's
Yeah.
like the Pokestop doesn't like register for some reason.
Yeah.
I'm within
Yep.
like a meter of it, and it's like not saying.
Or it does
I can
that thing
get
where
to
it's
it.
like try again later. I'm like,
Yeah.
I want to try now.
yeah,
It's like,
I'm
okay,
here
I'll wait a
now.
minute. I will try
yeah,
again.
and it's like that's on
and
top of
it's nothing.
like it. I can deal with like a video game having problems on my couch, right? Because it's on my couch. When I've gone out of my way to actually play this game, like
Yeah.
outside,
Yes.
and like walked like
And the worst
several
part is,
kilometers, right?
all these problems are server side.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
the problem, right?
Not
and
all of
well,
them.
well, no,
Almost-
the app
Not
itself,
all
the app
of
itself
them.
is like not
I
well
guess, but-
polished, right? But
I mean, look at the battery usage of this.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's so bad that it takes a while to register taps.
Yep.
Like this is the kind of performance I expect from, let's say, my keyboard app when my battery goes down into battery saving mode. This isn't very strong performance
yeah.
coming from the app itself.
Yeah, so like I would love to say what I think about it, but I just literally have not been able to play the game as it's intended.
Same.
I've been having
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
That's all I can say.
I've been able to enjoy it on and off.
Yeah,
I've been having some problems with GPS on my phone, which
It's-
is
The other thing
doubled
too,
up.
Turn your Wi-Fi.
Yeah,
off.
and my
aside
phone,
from
That'll
like
fix it.
device
Here's the
issues,
thing.
Yeah.
this game is not also like in my opinion, it's not really a game where you by yourself go out.
No.
It's a game
Right,
where
it
like,
is a social
you
game,
are
yeah.
Ash, Brock, and Misty, and you're about to go and embark on an adventure. Like you should be in a group. It's definitely a social thing.
I definitely enjoy this. Like, even though I'm not actively playing the game, I really enjoy being with people who are.
yeah,
And that, to me,
Just
is
seeing
worth a lot
them-
more than
yeah.
me having to play with the game itself.
Yeah.
Amusingly enough, I was kind of interested in how they introduced the team aspect as well. Valor, Mystic,
Okay,
and
all right.
Instinct.
Otafest.
So, Otafest.
Team Valor.
Valor.
Yep.
End of discussion. I don't want to hear it. Look, if you want to play a territory control game and be Team Instinct, be my guest. I'm not going to convince you. I'm just telling you that if you want to win, you play on the biggest team. The biggest team is Team Valor. Also, you're representing a little bit of Team Rocket, I feel,
A little bit.
with the red. And
Also Calgary with the
Calgary
red.
with the red.
The red.
So I'm just
But
saying
also
that
And
Otafest.
Charmander with the red.
Charmander,
The best.
fire Pokemon,
yeah.
general.
I pay Charmander.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I picked Charmander. Who'd you guys
Charmander.
get?
Or were you special and pick Pikachu? Because like
I also picked Pikachu. I
like-
do have several accounts.
I
course
just-
you do.
I went out and caught Pikachu afterwards. I was like,
Was
all right,
hard.
I'm just gonna catch a Pikachu. Like, now you know at least where roughly they'll spawn,
Yeah.
and I was able to find one. So I was like, I'm just gonna catch
My
it.
biggest issue
I need
so far
Charmander though. That was my biggest thing.
with like the whole Pokemon setup is probably the eggs. Actually,
yeah, like just the gameplay needs to be tuned. It honestly
it needs to be fine tuned somehow.
needs to be fine tuned. And like Nancy and I were just talking about this with like especially leveling up and experience and stuff. And like, yeah, we get it. It's a free to play game.
The experience.
So
experience
for
curve.
those who haven't seen it, there's an image floating around where someone has taken the experience required per level in the game, and it's fairly linear all the way up until you hit level 20, and then it suddenly spikes and goes exponential.
Do we know what the max level is?
I don't know
30.
if there is a level.
30.
30?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Really?
at
Yes.
That's so low.
30, at 30,
Well,
the-
good luck getting there.
30 is low, but getting there is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I've seen some people at like level 26 already though.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that is nuts.
No, like past 20, like you don't see your EXP bar going up anymore. Basically, it's like minuscule. Like I read someplace that some guy just getting from like 25 to 26 is when he gave up on the game. Was he had to basically re-level 0 to 20 just to get up one
All
level.
that experience.
Yeah.
All that experience.
That's how drastically the graph spikes.
Yeah, and
it
then like
makes sense for a game like this because it is free to play.
They want you to be,
Buying lucky
microtransactions.
eggs.
yeah, but I
Yeah.
mean like then your progression is linear from 0 to 20. That's 2/3 of the game, right? So
And
I
the
don't know.
biggest issue is like, who does it really affect is like the kids.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I mean, it's
Right.
one thing for us because we're all like, we're done with school. We're adults. We provide.
But I mean, I
ourselves and all
almost
that.
feel like we're the target audience, though. The fact that it's Gen 1, the fact that it's millennials have nothing to do because half of us are unemployed.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Hey, I'm employed.
I'm employed too, but I mean,
You
like,
said
so
half of us. It's
Okay.
okay.
So none of the people in this room are unemployed.
that's true.
Um,
I'm so sorry. No, but like, I mean, we
You're
value these.
employed in my heart. I
Millenn-
don't know what that means.
I think we're the type of people who value this type of thing, right? Like, you put Pokemon and you have the nostalgic factor on top of it,
Yep.
and you have this whole like getting fit, getting active, being social with people, and getting outside and stuff.
Yes.
I mean, this is something that appeals to like the sort of millennial demographic, right? So I think kids aren't on their mind when they're thinking about game balance and like microtransactions and stuff.
That might be true, but
Yeah.
again, like things like it's so like you need to have data in order to really play like Wi-Fi
Yeah,
doesn't
exactly,
cut it
right.
and all these other things. Like
Yeah.
it makes me a little bit sad because
Yeah.
you know what? I get to appreciate the fact that I am 25 years old and I get to go out on my own time. I can play anytime I want. I can do it whatever I want. But the truth is, I wouldn't be into this if I didn't start when I was 10 years old.
Yeah, exactly. So
So that's a big deal for me.
this game
Actually.
literally brings us back to a simpler time. We're just like, aw,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait
I
for trading to
remember
come
this.
in.
yeah, and you know what? Like I was gonna rag on the gameplay too, but like it kind of fits for what it is, right?
Right,
Like
yes.
it's nice and simple. There's no battling and
Like,
stuff.
I just
but-
want to trade.
They
Not
are
yet.
bringing that in.
Not yet,
I
but,
I want
like-
to trade.
There is.
I
yeah,
want to
and
trade.
trading
so
and battling
hard.
and stuff. I mean, like I don't know.
Trading's gonna break the game. I know
Yeah.
I
that.
bet
For any
that.
sort of
Yeah.
like competitiveness.
Some kid's gonna trade his trade away his Mewtwo for a Caterpie or something stupid.
Yeah.
That's not going to be something like that. I think it's more so going to
Heartbreaking.
be
It's gonna
like,
happen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's going to happen. But I'm going to see more so stuff like, oh, I've got all these high level Pokemon on my account because I'm level 27,
Yeah.
and then there's this gym I just took over. Well, I'm just going to trade all of my extra high levels to my other accounts.
And just
oh look,
fill
I
it.
own this gym now with
Yeah.
all of my high level Pokemon.
Yeah,
I
it's
guess.
gonna be weird, but I mean, I don't know. Like, just game design aside, though, like I think it was built as an experience, not as a game, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
because I've read some reviews, quote unquote, like trying to like review it as a video game, and it's like you can't really do that with
Yeah.
this, right?
yeah.
It's not your typical experience of
Yeah.
sitting down
Yeah.
and being like, I'm gonna veg out for 2 hours.
Right. Like
That
if you
kind of
if
thing.
you want to review a Pokemon game, review like the next one, like Sun and Moon that's coming out, right? Like
I'm excited
Pokemon
for
Go
that, too.
again is an
There
experience,
definitely looks
yeah.
to be some exciting stuff. And then
Oh god,
Pokemon coming out.
the new the Mimikyu or whatever, is that what it's called?
Mimikyu?
Mimikyu.
Oh,
Mimikyu.
God,
Mimikyu.
yes.
Oh my god, that thing is adorable.
Oh, it's so cute. I
It's
love
also
it.
really sad. Like
It's also
there's-
really sad, yeah. But
I've never
That's why it's
cosplayed,
more
but if I ever
adorable.
do, that needs to be my first cosplay.
We just need to have an army of them.
Yeah,
Mimikyus.
Mimikyu.
Yeah.
Mimikyu.
It cosplays Pikachu because it is lonely and it sees that Pikachu has friends. It's like
It's
Jesus.
so sad.
It's so sad, but
It's
it
the
can't even be
story of
it
my
can't even be
life.
Ditto.
But see, like, I mean, that's kind of like the story of like that's what you need to make a good Pokemon though is like a depressing Pokedex story and a really cool design.
My favorite is still Spoink.
Spoink.
Oh, so if anyone doesn't know, Spoink is like this
Yeah.
little piggy, and
Yeah.
he's got a little pink ball in its head. It's a pearl, and it's a psychic type. It's got little like a piggy tail, but it jumps on the piggy tail. It's so small, it just jumps around the piggy tail. However, in its Pokedex entry, it states that basically bouncing is what fuels its heart. Like it makes its heart pump. So therefore,
I
if you
forgot
pick it,
about that.
if you just like pick it up and want to cuddle with it, and you cuddle for like 10 seconds, you're like killing the thing. It's just like
You
world's
know,
going dark, left arm numb.
that kind of reminds me of flowers, right? If you like a flower, don't like pick it and
Yeah.
take it home because
Yeah.
you're killing the flower.
Yeah.
There's some really great
Cubone's mom.
Pokedex
And
entry.
Cubone's mom is like the
Classic.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so
The
sad.
Cubone's mom. Oh.
You have like Drifloon, who
Drifloon, yeah.
It what do you call it? It lures away children.
Lures away children. Yeah. It feeds on their thoughts or something like that.
Yeah,
I don't
and
know.
there's I
Yeah.
can't remember the name of it. I think it's like Damask or something like that, which is like it's a Egyptian style black spirit thing with like a death mask of some kind, and it's like it's said to be the spirits of dead humans, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, some
okay,
of the Pokemon really have really dark stories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Mimikyu's cute. It's kind of like adorable and heartwarming.
And it's super relatable to people.
And it's relatable.
Yeah.
It's socially awkward and sad.
So, on the social note, we mentioned earlier that McDonald's is going to be a confirmed partner
dear.
for Pokestops
I'm loving
and
it.
gyms. So, I mean, you can go out,
Yeah.
play Pokemon, meet
Go-
up at a McDonald's.
Go to McDonald's, get some food, play some Pokemon.
Food.
I don't even care what you say. The fries.
There's going to be a Pokeburger.
There's gonna be
Poke
promotions.
fries.
Poke
Oh my
fry.
god, if they
There's
make a
gonna be
Poke Burger
meal.
that's like
Round
red, no,
and
yeah, but
red
it's got a
on
red,
top.
Red on
yeah,
top,
black on top,
Yeah.
white on
White
the
on the
bottom.
bottom.
Oh, yeah.
Dude.
It's going to happen.
There's a McDonald's like 3 blocks.
Oh my
from here.
god, dude! It's gonna be Burger King.
I'm gonna go.
Pokemon toys all over again.
I miss those so much.
You know what
Remember the
thing is, though?
Pokeballs, and then they had the gold card thing.
Yeah.
Oh, that stuff
I
was so
still
good.
have all those in my basement.
Oh, my.
Oh,
Here's
all
the
the
thing,
complete
though.
set. Yeah.
Nice.
As soon as Japan gets a hold of this, their McDonald's gets a hold of this.
Yeah.
Game over, man. We got nothing on them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've always like rocked
Someone
us
in
in any
Japan's-
sort of fast food promotion.
Someone in Japan's gonna reach level 30 before anyone else
Oh.
is somehow.
No. Someone,
Oh, no
someone in the
doubt.
states already has.
And also, somebody's already caught all
of them.
North American, all the
Yeah.
North American ones, because there are Pokemon that are exclusive to like Europe and Asia and other places.
Wow.
So
What?
yeah,
Damn it, I guess I'm going to Europe, guys.
Well,
Yeah.
good thing I got a trip to Japan
Like I
already
said,
planned. So.
when we were talking about this like a couple episodes ago, I was all like, they're gonna do this where it's like it's gonna be location specific, right?
Yeah.
So
it's smart though, because I mean that's the point of a game like
yeah,
that.
that's true. But again, Mew in the Amazon jungle, like where it should be.
Nope.
You have to go right into the middle. Well, yeah, no cell phone coverage, but still
Top of Mount Everest.
Damn
top,
it.
top of Mount Everest.
Where are
Still
you gonna
get
find?
satellite signal.
Where are you gonna find
Satellite
Moltres
signal.
and Zapdos and Articuno? Articuno is gonna be like
The Andes.
Antarctica.
The Andes, you have to crash a plane into like the summit to find it.
Why do we have to? Why can't I just land a plane?
Yeah.
Nope,
or
you can
whatever.
only crash it.
Okay.
The fire draws the Pokemon.
Okay.
And on that note,
Thank you for listening to episode 13 of the Otafest Podcast. We hope you keep on listening. We're going to be going on until I think our season officially ends around September.
September.
But that doesn't mean we're not going to keep going. We're just
Yep.
going to take some time away to, take a little breather.
Yep.
And
So we're
we're
gonna
also setting up for Otafest Aurora.
Yeah.
as
So
well,
what? We're gonna have like 15 episodes per season, I guess.
I think so.
Yeah. Okay. That sounds about right.
Yeah. Sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
15, 16.
Mhm.
Thanks, guys, for listening. This is Jay signing off.
This is Alfred signing off.
Good night. This is Nancy.
G, stand by.
All right. Bye, guys.